Good morning. Welcome to my live this morning. This is Jenny from Gemini Crafts, based in the UK. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I've got some cocktails to share with you today. Morning, Molly. So, this is the stamp set that we've been using all week. So this is my stamp set of the week. And so far we've used the cookies, the coffee and the chocolate. So I thought we'd be adult today and do some work with cocktails. So the main stamps for the cocktails are this, obviously, cocktail glass. You've got the infill with ice cubes, and then you've got two infills, one for the umbrella and one for the lemon or lime, and then obviously the same sentiments that we used earlier. So I'm going to show you a couple of things with the glass to show you how you can colour them in, because there's lots of different things that you can do. So let me start with that and then we'll crack on with our cards. So I'm just going to stamp in early espresso, stamp a couple and then show you some different ways of colouring in. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp a line of these. Not quite sure how many I'll need, I'll do 4. There we go. Okay, so one way of filling in is obviously just to stamp a single colour with this one here. So I'll just do a Daffodil Delight, and obviously cocktails can be all sorts of different colours. So I'm just going to stamp one on the back so you can see it. Okay, so it has the cutout for the light, which is really effective, and the ice cubes. And we can just stamp this in the centre. Now it's quite difficult with the camera in the way, so I'm hoping I'll get that roughly right. There we go. Okay, so you could do a single colour. Morning, Jacqueline, Joe, Carol, Scylla. Let me just bring it up on my screen so I can talk to you lovely ladies. Oh, hi Carol with an E. Okay, if you wanted to do multiple colours for your cocktail, so from one colour to another, then what you can do is take a light and a darker ink. So I've got now Daffodil Delight and Melon Mambo, just show a real contrast. Let me just wipe that off to start with. Morning, Moretta. And so what you can do is put half of the stamp onto the ink pad and then turn it round and put the top half onto another. So I'll show you that on here. So I'm just putting the sort of bottom half here on there, taking the Melon Mambo, and I always use this edge because there's little edges around it then, and then just pop it onto there. So you can see you've got that changing colour. Put my glasses on my head now, I can't see what I'm doing. Like so. Okay. I didn't ink up the melon mamba very well, but you get the idea. Now I've got a bit of a line here, so what I would do if I was doing that again is make sure that I cover over. Hello Abby. So let's try that again, be a little bit more. So that's the bottom half. Let me just catch that ice cube. Take the top one. Like so. Let's see if that's a bit better. There we go, that's a bit better. So I haven't got this line. Now you could also do 3 colours by inking up the lightest colour first and then dipping the very top and the very bottom. It's sweet, Abby, isn't it? And it's from the same set as the other ones I've done this week, the coffee and the chocolate. And the other thing you can do, obviously, is just use blends pens to colour in. Just put away. So I've just got 2 colours here. I've got light daffodil and dark calypso, so it might be a bit too much of a contrast. But you could use your blends pens. Like so. Obviously you don't get the markings of the ice cubes. Oops. Probably need to have a darker blend, to be honest. Just going over that to sort of soften the edge. So if you know the favourite colours of your drinks, I'm not a cocktail person, as you might have gathered, but you could then, there we go, so that's blended that in, then add another layer. With regards to the lemon lime or the umbrella, the same thing goes. So you can just colour it with the blends pens, like so. Like that. Or you can use the 2 infills. So we've got the lemon slice and the umbrella. So let me just take the lemon slice. Like so. So it's nice and quick. And obviously these could be limes as well. Clean that off. And then the umbrella, I'll just keep it pink as it's out here ready. Oops. There we go. So, sweet little cocktails. Okay, now the cocktail stamp also has a die cut, so you can cut it out, and this is from our fantastic glimmer paper. Hello Jane. So this is glitter paper, and it's encased so you don't get covered in glitter, and it goes from greens, blues, purples, pinks through to yellow. So what I actually did was I just stamped, in this case, on the glitter paper, just in espresso, no special ink, and die cut it out. And obviously you can die cut these as well. Okay, so there's lots of options. The other thing you could do is cut this centerpiece out, so you've got glimmer here. And a nice touch would be to add some Wink of Stella, our glitter pen, on top of these so they're sparkling. Okay, so plenty of options with the cocktail stamp. Let's get on and do some crafting, or card making I should say. Okay, so first card I'm going to make, you had a sneak peek of, which is this one here. Now the sun has come out, but I've got my blinds up. Let me know if that's too difficult to see, and I'll pop the blinds down. So what I'm going to do for this is stamp the cocktail all over the background, and then I've got some strips of card here that I'm going to create these two little banners. And then I've actually cut out the word cocktails from that glimmer paper. I'm not sure if you can see that. So that is my plan. To do these little banner ends, I've used our banner punch. So let me pop that up there. Might be better actually for the side, then you can see it, can't you? So I'm going to start by stamping over the background. This is Melon Mambo paper. So I'm just using our grid paper underneath because I'm going to go off the edge. Just going to use the cocktail glass, and I'm going to use the same Melon Mambo ink, and you get a really nice tone on tone when you do that. Let me clear this off. Okay, so I'm just going to start here and then work my way around it. So offset it like so. Hope you can see that okay. And then you could either keep it in line or move it over a little bit. It's entirely up to you. So I'm just going to carry on stamping. This is where you want a fast forward, isn't it? So you don't have to watch me do this. Now I know my banner is going to go down there, so I'm not too worried about doing that section. And I could make these go at jaunty angles as well. I'm going to put one there and here. Let's pop the top of that one on there. Oops. And on here. Okay, so if I pop this down here, let me see if that's going to cover the area that I need, which it is. And actually I'm going to have this a little bit further over. I decided after I did this one it was slightly too far to the left, so I'm going to bring that over. So I think that will work perfectly. So let me move that one out of the way. So now I'm going to do the stamping on this piece. I'm going to punch my flag bit at the bottom first. So this is 1.5 inches, and that just slides straight in there. If I just turn it over, you can see it go in. Okay, just up to the top. Keep it nice and straight in its channel. There's that one. And while I'm here, I'll do the pink layer. This is 2 inches wide. So this has channels for 1 inch, 1.5 and 2 inches. So it makes it really easy to do some layering. And so that is going to sit on there. Now, when I did this one yesterday, I was just testing it out and I didn't measure any of the lengths of card. But I quite like actually the fact it hangs over that way round. But let's see if this will work. So that one fits perfectly and this one is a bit shorter. So we'll give it a go. Hopefully I can fit everything in. Could be a little bit tight, couldn't it? Let's try it. Let's try it and see. So I'm going to stamp. Today is A and kind of day right at the bottom, and then I'll see if I've got enough space, and if not I'll cut another piece. So I'm going to stamp those in early espresso. My phone is having a bit of a meltdown. Hi Vivian. Just wondering if I need to bring that down a little bit. Not that I like to, but we need to see what we're doing for sure. Okay. So today is A. I'm going to put that right at the top. Like so. And then kind of day right at the bottom. Okay, then I'm going to put my cocktails in there, and then the word is going to go across the top, so it might be a little bit tight, but let's see. Let me make sure this is clean. So I hope you're not sipping cocktails this morning at this time of day, unless you're on holiday somewhere. I have to say that I do have a cold drink today. Okay, there's my cocktail glass. Let's cover these up for the moment. And then the word cocktails comes from the die cut. Abby says she wishes she was drinking. So this is the way that it comes out. And I'm just going to do this because I want to see that it will fit. It will. It's a bit tight, but it will do the job. So I'm actually going to pick a different bit of the glimmer paper to cut out, and I'm going to put some self-adhesive on the backing on there. So because the glimmer the shading goes one way to the other, you can choose whether to have it changing shading that way or changing top to bottom. Now this is quite a small die cut, so you're not going to see a significant change in colour. So I think I might do it that way. So what I'm going to do is just cut out that little piece. You can see I've done that in other bits and pieces. So I'm going to cut this out and then put some self-adhesive sheet on the back. So this rainbow paper comes as 2 sheets of 12 by 12. So this has been cut down, obviously 6 by 12, to make sure it goes through. It is 8 somewhere in the world. You're quite right. You're quite right, Carol. Okay, sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Phew. Excuse me. Right, so I did cut out a piece of self-adhesive sheet, which I can no longer find, unless I put it down here. No, so let me cut another one. Or did I? I thought I might have been organised and put it on the die cutting machine, but nope. So this is how the adhesive sheets come. You get 12 sheets and they're 6 by 12, which is perfect size for a die cutting machine. Now we do have our new die cutting machine coming out, and as demonstrators we can order it in August. So that is the first thing on my list, on the 4th of August. So, not to waste any, I'm just literally cutting this to size. And the nice thing about this is it's got score lines down where it's cut on one side, so that it's easy to unpeel. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this over. Oops. Touching myself to everything, like so. Okay, so what I'm going to do is die cut the word cocktails, so make sure you're facing the glimmer paper. You don't want to cut it on this side or else it'll come out backwards. So I'm just going to pop that through the die cutting machine, which I'm not going to bring up to the table because it's straightforward. Knock my glass over, it's not a good plan. There we go. So if I peel this off, it comes off nice and easily. If you wanted to, if you had any fine punches, you could punch little flowers or stars out of those offcuts because they're self-adhesive. And let me find my pokey tool. Oh. So what I'm going to do is pull out these pieces while the backing is on, she says. I just push that through there, leaving it in the die. So the next one is here. It's really difficult to do when you've got the camera in between you. What else have we got? This A here. So if you can keep it in the die, then that stops it sort of misshaping like I had the issue yesterday and tearing. If you can see that okay. And then the S, this bit here. So there are holes on the other side to poke them out. Okay. I think I have everything. There's maybe that one there, look. Okay, so there's my version with the self-adhesive on the back. It's going to make life a lot easier when I stick it down. I'm going to leave it on there, going to colour this in and then put it together. So I'm just going to use the stamped infills. So I'm going to use Melon Mambo, just so I've got it all in keeping, but really you could obviously use absolutely any colour at all. There we go. Let's add the lemon and the umbrella. So I've got Daffodil Delight for my lemon, but you could have it as a lime and do it a Granny Apple Green or something. And then the umbrella I'm going to do Just Jade. Oh, hi Monica. So Monica's alright. She can nearly enjoy a cocktail. And then here we are with our little umbrella. There we go. Slightly miscued, but it will do. Okay, let's just see that this is going to still fit. It is. It's a little bit tighter than I would have liked, but we made it work. Okay, so I'm going to place this up with dimensionals and this flat on here. So let's do that onto there first. So I'm just lining that up. Roughly even, using some dimensionals for that. Oh, I don't need mini ones, otherwise we'll be here a long time. Let's turn that over. So I'm just going to do 5 on here, so 4, 1 on each corner and 1 in the centre. Pop that into our card. Oops, daisy. Throwing it around. There we are. And this is my cocktails bit here. So I'm just going to poke that out. Whoop. And then just peel the backing off. Oops. Now you can sort of manipulate this a little bit to make it curve if you wanted to, like so. And I have got the little dot that I can put in. If I can get the backing off. It's alive. The other thing you could do, if you didn't want to be bothered recovering this, is put a little gem or something there. There we go. So today is a cocktails kind of day. So I hope you like that. Let me just stamp one of those on the inside. So obviously you can make that, hi Claire, a happy birthday. You can make it celebration. There we go. Voila. So there is my first card. I hope you like it. So I could add, as I said, some Wink of Stella on here to make that glittery. So I've got some to hand. Let's pop some on here so you can see it. If you can see that shine on there. So you just need to make sure the glitter that you shake it. If this has been stood for a long time, which it has, shake it to move the glitter around. Otherwise it will just sit at the bottom. There we go. And if you didn't have glimmer paper like this, you could cut this out of plain card and use your Wink of Stella to make it glittery. Thank you, Carol with an E. Okay, so there's our first one. For our second one, I thought I would do something with the Stamparatus. I haven't used that for a while, so I'm going to stamp a whole line of cocktail glasses. So there we go. Okay, so this is my Stamparatus. It's our stamp positioning tool, which you can use for lots of different things as well as just stamping. Move that one out of the way for the moment. So what I'm going to do is take a piece of card and position it with my cocktail glass to one side, and then I'm going to step stamp it right the way across this piece of card. So what I'm going to do is put this here and this here to start with, and I'm going to position my stamp so each one of these hinges is the difference between the first design and the next. So what I'm going to do is, I'm hoping you can see that. I have to wait to see if it's in frame. I think it is position that so it's in that first area. Helps if you turn the stamp the right way around. Okay. Pick that stamp up like that. Okay, just make sure that's nice and straight. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I need to move this down a little bit, is ink up that in lots of different colours. So I'm going to start light and go dark. This is the theory. So I'm going to stamp the glasses all in early espresso and then make the infills go darker. So I know that that is off your screen for inking up. Okay, so the stamp positioning tool is great if you struggle to get good definition in your stamps, because as you can see here, I haven't quite done this dark enough. So you can just go back, add more ink and press it down again, and then you get a perfect design. Actually, I've moved it slightly, so I'm going to start on that side. Okay. Now the reason I started this way is so that I can move my plate to the right. So when you do position it, you just need to think about that. Let me pop this block underneath, then I can ink that up a bit more evenly, she says. Okay, so one, and then I'm going to lift it up and move it across one. Let's just put this underneath. Okay. Re-ink it again. Doesn't matter what order. You can re-ink it before you move it if you prefer. Okay, and then pop that one down. Okay, so if you can see that. I'm going to move it one across. If I move this up, you don't need to see me ink it, but you will need to see me stamp it. It helps not to have stamps in the way. Okay, 3. I think I'm going to get at least 5 in, and I might just trim it at 5. Move this along. There we go. One more. Because I think this is as long as my card. We'll have a look, see. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so if I did another, I could do another one and trim these so you had half on either end, but I'm just going to trim that one down, I think. I've let my magnets jump together. They're very, very strong magnets. So like so. Now I could do all the colouring in using the Stamparatus, but it's just as quick when you're just doing infills, and also because I'm changing colours, I'm just going to do them all manually. But it'd be quite easy to set up the umbrella and the lemon infill. So I'm just going to do a line of these. They won't all be exactly accurate, but it's hand stamped, isn't it? There we go. do blue for my umbrellas. If I can find a blue ink pad. Oh, there it is. I knew I'd had one out. Balmy blue I'm going to use. The umbrellas. Hello, Verity. I'm trusting this is not another day off, and it was just yesterday. Need to do that a little bit higher. There we go. Voila. Also, you could have different coloured umbrellas if you wish. And now I'm going to do a rainbow, well, not a rainbow, just a series of infills getting darker and darker. So I'm going to start with Daffodil Delight and end up with Terracotta. So here's my daffodil. Like so. And then I'm going to use Mango Melody. As these are getting progressively darker, I'm not necessarily cleaning the stamp in between. I know I should really. Then I've got Pumpkin Pie. Go. Calypso Coral. Anybody feeling thirsty? And then finally Terracotta, and I'm going to put it on a terracotta base card. Go. So gradually getting darker. Actually, what I should have done was the umbrellas to match, shouldn't I? Never mind. Okay. So what I'm going to do with this is change the wording up. Let me trim that bit down first. So this is my base card. So I'm just going to trim that down so it'll be centered. Let me do that quickly. Oh, Verity's on a tea break. Good girl. So, just want to even this up really. There we go, that's better. So this was the first card we made, Verity. That's the one we made to start with. Yes. So because I have coffee and card and classes, well, I did have a lot of the wear on my ink pads is from that. Okay, so I'm going to have today's plan. Let me find the ink, the stamp set. So I've got, I can find it. Today's plan, consume. Then I'm going to use the word cocktails. Ta-da! And then use because adulting is hard. Adulting. Can't say that right, can I? So I'm going to stamp those two in brown and cocktails in terracotta. So today's plan. I'm just guessing at the positioning. I put that there so I know that that will fit. Yeah, and then that one there. Obviously you could use the die cut on here as well, but if you've only got the stamp set, then you can just stamp your sentiment. There we go. That's it. As I say, I really like the font of these large words and the font of the little letters as well. Covering myself in ink, I'll just do that here. Hello, Julie. Oh, my sets. Oh, the where on these, on the stamps, do you mean, Verity? Because I've not used these at class. This is just me using it in pink. Which tends to stain the stamps. Okay. There we are. Today's plan, consume cocktails. Because adulting is hard. Okay. Now what I might do is put that actually on an espresso layer. Just to balance it out a little bit. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is position that in the corner and then trim that down rather than measuring it. Looking for my glue everywhere. Oh, this one's just at the end. It gets stiffer as they get towards the end. So I haven't got much space to play with, so I'm just doing quite a fine border. So if you don't like measuring things, just make sure you start off with a nice straight corner here, pop your card on and then cut it accordingly. And that will be our second card. So I'm just using the guideline there to trim it. That was a little bit close, wasn't it? There we go. That will do. And that's going to go onto my terracotta tile card like so. Keep losing my seal. Come on. don't know why this one is not playing the game today. Let me find my other one. I think it's because it's nearly at the end and the roll gets tighter and tighter. No, I can't see it. I will revert to wet glue. Okay. So a scribble of glue. You can go close to the edge as long as you only have a fine amount of glue. Like so. Make sure my card is the right way around. Make sure that's the right way around. And pop that onto there. There we go. Turn it over and press it down so I don't get my sticky fingers on the front. And there we have it. So there's our 2 cards from today, featuring Nothing's Better Than. Yes, Abby, they are in. They're on page, I want to say 91 from memory. Let me have a look. The stamp set is £20. It's called Nothing's Better Than. Page 91 it is. It's these ones here. And there's samples there at the top. Okay. Let me show you the ones that we made earlier in the week as well. So these are today's ones, these 2 with the cocktails, like so. If you can see there, both of those. Yesterday was cookies. We had this one here, and I coloured those in with blends pens. This one was done with watercolours. Today is a cookies kind of day. And then Monday we had this one. So today's plan, consume chocolate. I'm pretty sure tomorrow will be too. A day without cookies is like, just kidding, no idea. And then today's plan, consume coffee and be awesome. So all of those were made using the same set. I've got a different layout for tomorrow, so I hope you can join me. So tomorrow's session, Thursday, is at 7 PM. And then Friday, I've got something different again, still using the same set. But Friday is my Friday fun day, suitable for beginners. And so there's something in there for everybody. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you like our cocktails. I'm going to go and have my Diet Coke now. And as I say, there's lots of different ways of doing the colouring in. So, I do hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. If you want to order the stamp set, just message me or contact me. I'll be more than happy to look after you. And thank you for joining me. Stay safe and look after each other, won't you? Especially today, and I look forward to crafting with you again really soon. Take care now. Bye bye.